Welcome to the online classes presented by Sajan Global School. I'm Mr. FARUK Sheikh. Today I'm going to teach you subject social science, chapter 17, natural vegetation. In the previous chapter that I taught you about the different types of the forest and the vegetations. Now in this chapter I'm going to teach you about the foods, fruits, their product and the utility. And also let us see the usefulness of different medicinal vegetation and the utility. So here you can see in this table that different types of the plants vegetations are given, and what is their medicinal utility, means how they are useful for as a herb, how what kinds of the disease they can cure. Here you can see the first name is the sarpagandha, and the sarpagandha is useful in the high blood pressure, means while the bp is the very high. Okay, the patients that who are the high blood pressure, who has the problems, they can use the sarpagandha. Second is the limdo. It is called the neem tree. It is used as a bacterial resistant. These neem trees or the extract, it is also used to as a pesticides. Okay, once if you drink the juice of the soft leaves of the neem tree, okay, then it can be destroyed all types of the bacteria that which are the harmful bacteria. Okay, third is the tulsi. It is all the most important, and there is also the religious beliefs also for the tulsi in the Hindu religion. So this tulsi is useful for the cold, cough and fever. Okay, and also while you are feeling the vomiting, so if you drink the kada or the tulsi tea, it is a very good for your health too. Okay, then arjun sadad, this is useful for treatment for heart ailments. ओके, यानी कि जिससे हृदय रोग की बीमारी होती है, इसके लिए ये इम्पोर्टेंट है. देन बिली, you know that billy is also, that leaves of the billy are also used for the worship of the Lord Shiva. Okay, so the billy leaves also are useful for as a gas and cough impurities. Okay, जिनको गैस की प्रॉब्लम्स रहती है एंड कफ बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, फॉर देम दिस इज़ वेरी यूजफुल. Okay, then gallo, that herbal is useful for the diabetes, fever and joint pain. Joint pain means in our body there are so many joints are there. Okay, here these all are the joints. So after the sum 8, after the 8 of the 13, that the density of the bone is reduced. Okay, so this gallo is useful for the joint problem. Then the herde, it is a constipation and hair disease. Herd is also useful for the constipation. Constipation means you are not getting a well toilet. Okay, you can't go properly. Okay, so for this it is called in simply it is called the kabjiyat. Okay, then hair disease, okay, it is also useful. Then amla is cure the gas, acidity and the digestive. It is also very useful. Okay, it cure the gas. अगर आपको गैस की प्रॉब्लम है, eat the amlas, and also you can eat the churn of the amla. Okay, amla च्यवनप्राश, these are useful and they can cure the gas, acidity and they can also cure the digestive problem. Then karanj, okay, this is also यूजफुल फॉर द स्किन एंड डेंटल गम्स डिसीज, यानी कि दांतों की कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स होती है, गम्स की प्रॉब्लम होती है और स्किन से रिलेटेड कुछ प्रॉब्लम होती है. So this courage is very useful. So these are the different type of vegetations which are useful as a medicinal. Okay, beside leaf plates from khakro, leaves katechu from kher tree, bidi from timru leaves are also prepared. So beside this, that leaf plates also are prepared from the khakro leaves, that katechu, that katho, okay, that people are eating in the betel leaves. Okay, यानी कि जो पान खाते हैं. Okay, and there is a used which substance make a pan redness, which give the redness to that. So that is called the kateju katho. That kateju is prepared from the khair tree. Then the bidi, that many of the people are smoking the bidi. Okay, so this is the who can't afford the cigarette, for them there's a bidi, not at all that, but also some people who are living in the mostly in the village, so there is a not available cigarette, that is also they are using this. It is a desi smoking. Okay, so this is prepared from the timru leaves. Okay, forest provide livelihood and food, also food to forest dwellers. Okay, so this is the forest also provide लाइवलीहुड यानी कि जीवन जीने के लिए हमें रोजगारी भी देता है. एंड ऑल्सो फॉर द फॉरेस्ट dwellers and people who are living in the forest, it is also give the residence. This way forest contribute into the social and economic development of mankind, and that is the why the forests are the very important for the development of economical and the social of mankind. Now let us see the what is the importance of the forest in environment. So the environmental importance of forest, यानी कि environment के लिए forest important है, and how it is important. Let us see. So the environment importance of forest is as follow. Okay, the forest is also very useful for the environment. How it is? Mostly that forests also bring the rains, that are most important. Forests also make the pure the air. Okay, let us see. Forests are useful to bring rain. फर्स्ट मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट, दैट फॉरेस्ट आर यूजफुल टू ब्रिंग रेन, यानी कि जंगल जो होते हैं वो बारिश लाने में मदद करते हैं. दैट इज सेकंड, दे कंट्रोल द एटमोसफियर फ्रॉम बिकमिंग एडवर्स. ओके, while there is a too much storm, so the forest control also that storm. ओके, पेड़ों से हवा नहीं चलती है. ओके, दैट पेड्स आर मूव बिकॉज ऑफ द winds. While the winds, that trees move, that is why winds is blowing, that is wrong. ओके, यानी कि पेड़ों के हिलने से हवा नहीं चलती, बट हवा के मूवमेंट होने से, बिकॉज ऑफ द विंड स्ट्रॉम, दैट trees are movement. Okay, so trees mostly control the winds and the storm. Then forests also provide life-saving oxygen, the most important substance for human beings. The oxygen, who provide us? So the oxygen breathes in carbon dioxide and they breathe out the oxygen. Okay, that is why they provide us life-saving oxygen. Means this also can make the balance of the carbon dioxide and oxygen. Then forest control the floods. Yeah, that is also because that while there is a forest, trees are there, so flow of the water is reduced because of the trees. यानी कि अगर in the way of the stream of the water, okay, that flood, there are the trees, so tree block or the stop or they reduce the flow of the water, so forests also can control the flood. Now forest absorb harmful gases like carbon dioxide. As I said, that trees absorb the carbon dioxide and they release the oxygen. देन फॉरेस्ट प्रिवेंट सॉइल इरोजन, यानी कि पेड़ होते हैं वो जमीन को पकड़ के रखते हैं. सो वाइल देयर इज अ फ्लड, ओके, और एनी अदर थिंग्स बिकॉज ऑफ द विंड, सो दे कैन नॉट मूव अवे सॉइल. ओके, सो दैट इज वाई द फॉरेस्ट ऑल्सो प्रिवेंट द सॉइल इरोजन, यानी कि जमीन को बह जाने से वो रोकते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ विंड, बिकॉज ऑफ द वाटर फ्लोज. ओके, द फॉरेस्ट ऑल्सो मेंटेन ग्राउंड वाटर. Okay, that forest roots are the very deep inside the interior earth. Okay, and then they absorb the water, they extract, they get the water from it. यानी कि फॉरेस्ट जो ट्रीज होते हैं वो जमीन के अंदर उनके रूट्स जाते हैं और वो पानी वहाँ से खींचते हैं. ओके, हाउ दिस ट्रीज बिकम द एवर ग्रीन फॉर लाइफ टाइम? हु गिव देम वाटर? वो पानी कहाँ से लेते हैं? मीन्स ट्रीज ऑल्सो नीड द वाटर, उनको भी पानी की जरूरत होती है. Once it is become the grown, it's become the bigger, then trees are no need water. No, trees also need then water, but they get their water themselves by the root and they get a underground water. Okay, यानी कि वो जो पानी का लेवल है वो उसको नीचे जाने से रोकते हैं. ओके, देन फॉरेस्ट रिस्ट्रिक्ट द एडवांसिंग डेजर्ट, यानी कि जो डेजर्ट है उसको बढ़ने से रोकते हैं. हाउ? while there are the trees are there, okay, in one line. So while that wind is blowing, that sand of the desert, it will be not flow out, it will be stop there. वो sand को वहाँ पे block कर देगी. So sand will be not go another cross the forest line. Okay, it is also the forest also restrict the advancing of desert. Forests are useful in reducing air pollution. Okay, as it is I said, while there is a winds are the blowing, so which are the impurities of the dust, plastics and any other particles. Okay, while they are moving from the throughout the forest or the tree, so just they stick there in the leaves of the tree, and then while they cross this, so we just get only the pure air. So forests are also useful in reducing the air pollution. Forests enhance the natural beauty. This is the most important, and that is the why many of the time we are also visiting the forest. यानी कि फॉरेस्ट होते वो सुंदरता, the scenery of the forest is also the very beautiful in the Kerala and all. Forest purify the air, as I said, provide natural habitat to the wildlife, यानी कि वो जंगली जीव है उनको रहने के लिए वो जगह देते हैं, like a dense very big trees. Okay, forests are ideal place for adventures tourism activities, and also the first also the ideal places for the adventure and for the tourism activities. Some forests are reserved with reference to national park and sanctuaries and the biodiversity, and the many of the forests also are the reserved. Okay, means there people cannot move without the permission of the government officers. Okay, people can't graze the animals. Okay, they can't even take cut the trees also there without the permission. So these are some forests are reserved to the national park, sanctuaries and the biodiversity. Now a day it is a very important to we have to stop the deforestation, यानी कि जो जंगल कट रहे हैं आजकल, जो पेड़ कट रहे हैं, हम उसको रोकना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. लेट अस सी दैट हाउ वी कैन कंजर्व द फॉरेस्ट. जंगल को हम किस तरह से बचा सकते हैं, बिकॉज इकोसिस्टम इज अ वन चेन. ecosystem is one chain, and from the chain if just one chain is the broken, that means whole ecosystem will broken, it will be destroyed. How it is, that is just I give you the example like trees. So trees are eaten by the deer, trees are eaten by the deer is eaten by the lion. Okay, this is the way simple. Okay, just simple. So trees, deer and the lion, this simple ecosystem. ओके, यानी कि पेड़ उग रहे, पेड़ को डियर खा रहा है और डियर को लायन खा रहा है, ये तीनों ऐसे जिंदा है. बट जस्ट थिंक देयर इज नो ट्रीज नाउ, अब कहीं पे भी ट्रीज नहीं है. सो व्हाट द डियर विल बी इट, नथिंग. सो ऑल द डियर विल बी ऑटोमेटिकली डाइड, जितने भी डियर है वो सब मर जाएंगे. नाउ द डियर विल लाई, सो व्हाट द लायन विल ईट, अब लायन क्या खाएगी, दे विल ऑल्सो नॉट गेट एनी फूड, they will also not get any flesh. Not just only that, this is example for the deer, but all the herbivorous animals, okay, who are depending on the plant, on the trees, on the grass. And this is the for the all the carnivorous animal, that is who are depending on the animals, on the herbivorous animals. So this is the whole chain will be the destroyed. Okay, just imagine that all the plants are vanished from the earth. So what about the human being, what about the mankind, we can survive without the plants? No, it is also not possible, because all the foods which are available for us, they all are directly or indirectly we are getting from the vegetation. Okay, if you are telling me that you will give me the example of the milk, sir, milk we are not getting from the vegetable, but indirectly we are getting the milk from the vegetation. How? So the factory buffalo, huh? who make the milk, यानी कि जो फैक्ट्री बफेलो जो है, cows and goat sheep or whoever, okay, they make this milk by eating the vegetation, यानी कि वो ग्रास खा के ही तो मिल्क बनाते हैं ना. Just imagine if they didn't in the if they will not get the grass, so how they can prepare the milk? It is not possible. Understood? Okay, so that is the way the forests also are the very important. So that is our responsibility to conserve the forest. Let us see that how we can conserve our forest. So ecosystem is formed due to the interrelation of biosphere and mankind. The biosphere and mankind both are interrelated, but due to the anti-environmental activities and selfishness of man, the ecosystem is disturbed. Now the man become the more selfish, okay, to grow and to develop and to make progress. The man is cutting more and more trees. The man is destroying more and more natural places, and that is the why the ecosystem is disturbed. And that is the reason the year by year the worm is increased. That is called the global warming. Man's initiable insatiable desire to prosecute procure land is responsible for the destruction of forest. Forests are destroyed also due to increasing population. Okay, the main insatiable desire to procure land is responsible for the destruction of forest. यानी कि इंसान को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा ज़मीन चाहिए. Now where is the land where the humans are not living or the not agricultural land? That is only in the forest. तो वो ज़मीन को पाने के लिए वो झाड़ पेड़ को काट रहे हैं. Okay, so the destruction of the forest is also responsible for the man's desire to procure land. And forests are also destroyed due to the increasing the population. अब पॉपुलेशन जैसे बढ़ेगी वैसे रहने के लिए ज़्यादा जगह चाहिएगी, रहने के लिए जगह चाहिएगी तो वैसे और ज़्यादा बिल्डिंग्स बनानी पड़ेगी, बिल्डिंग्स बनाने के लिए ज़मीन चाहिएगी, लैंड इज़ नॉट अवेलेबल देयर, सो पीपल कट द ट्रीज, दे get the land and they make their buildings. Understood? Policy of establishing industrial units away from residential areas, urbanization, multi-purpose project, construction of road, zooms cultivation to get timber and fuel, woods, forest fire, etc. Illogical ecological balance is disturbed due to the destruction of forest. Now the policy of establish इंडस्ट्रियल यूनिट अवे फ्रॉम द रेसिडेंशियल एरिया, यानी कि जहाँ पे रहने की जगह है उनसे दूर बनाना है. सो वेयर दे विल गेट इज inhabited areas, it is in the forest, for the multi-purpose project, for the construction of roads. Zoom cultivation, that zoom cultivation is the one type of the cultivation while the fertility of the land is decreased, so the people go to the another forest and they cut the trees, they fire it, and then they cultivate the crops. While the fertility of that is decreased, then again they leave their land, वो ज़मीन को वहाँ पे ऐसे छोड़ देते हैं और दूसरी जगह पे जाते हैं, वहाँ पे पेड़ को काटते हैं और वहाँ पे फिर उगाते हैं अनाज. They cultivate the crops there. This is called the zoom cultivation. Also to get the different types of the products of the trees, that forests also are cut. And also the natural climate is like a forest fire, it is also responsible for the destructions or the deforestation, and that is the reason the ecological balance is disturbed due to the destruction of forest. Adverse effects are noticed due to the forest destruction. These include decrease in rainfall, drought, global warming, greenhouse effect, advancing desert, shelterness of wild animal, etc. Now the many of the time that news we have heard and also seen on the television, that lion, tiger, or the leopards or the cheetah, they enter in the residential area and they attack on the man, they kill the animals. Why? Because now these animals are not getting their food in the forest, because trees are cut, so animal also went away to the other places. So for search in food, these people also arrived in the residential area and the attacks on the animals for food. As we all know, they are the wild, but they attack on the animal for food. For food, human beings also were kill the other animals. So अब animals residential area में आके वो human being को kill कर रहे हैं. Yes or no? Who are responsible for it? Human beings. Okay, so this is the reason. Because of the destruction of the forest, there's a decrease in the rainfall, the drought, the global warming, the greenhouse effect, the advancing the desert, and the shelterlessness of the wild animal. So according to the national policy of 1952, there must be forest over 33% of the total geographical area of the nation. यानी कि पूरा देश है उसका 33% में जंगल होना चाहिए. How much? 33% of the geographical area of the nation. In India, forests are spread over about 23% of the area, while forests occupy only about 10% land of in Gujarat. Okay, the forest in the India are the 23% of the area, while the forests occupy only about 10% of land in Gujarat. In Gujarat में 10% the Gujarat की lands the forests are occupied. Thus, it is necessary to prevent destruction of forest, and so protection and conservation of forest is necessary. And that is why it is very important for us to conserve and to prevent the destruction of the forest. Okay, to balance the environment. Like to know, in Gujarat, white khakro, Google, Nilsoti, Sisam, Amli, Atak, Herde, etc. are placed in Red Data Book of IUCN, International Union of Conservation of Nature, in on verge of existence, extinction category. Extinction category means this some species and some types of some few trees are left in the Gujarat. Khakro, गूगल, निलसोटी, सीसम, आमली, खट्टी अमली जो आती है ना, दैट इज अटक एंड हरडे. नाउ लेट अस सी द रेमेडीज टू कंजर्व द फॉरेस्ट. अब फॉरेस्ट को बचाने के लिए हम किस तरह से स्टेप्स ले सकते हैं. ऑल्सो फॉर द गवर्नमेंट, फॉर द सोसाइटी, फॉर द NGOs. So, in order to protect and conserve forest, the government of India implemented a national forest policy in 1952. 1952 में the government of India has implemented a national forest policy. In 1980, the parliament passed the legislative act. In 1988, a new national policy was announced. Okay, it was implemented. And in 1980, the parliament passed the legislative act. In 1988, a new national policy was announced, and the following steps will be taken to preserve the forest. So, first is forests are our nation's resources. Take it as our moral duty to protect them. जंगल है वो हमारे देश की sources है. Okay, from where we can get the different source, the livelihood. So that is why we have to be take care of them as our moral duty to protect them. Tree fellings will be stopped. Heavy punishment must be inflicted to those who cut tree illegally. Okay, और पेड़ों की जो कटाई होती है illegally उसको stop करना चाहिए. And the heavy punishments must be inflicted to those who cut trees illegally. To increase public participation in Van Mahotsav and social forestries, trees must be planted on either sides of the wasteland, river, railway, track and roads and the raise them. So we also have to be participate for the public awareness in the One Mahotsav, in the social forestries, and trees must be planted on the either side of the wasteland. यानी कि जो जमीन काम की नहीं है, on that side we can also grow the land, grow the trees on the sides of the rivers. Okay, if you grow the trees on the rivers bank, it is also decrease the flow of the water and decrease the flood on the railway track and on the roads, raise them. Okay, if on the both side of the road there are the trees, so they also reduce the noise pollution. Okay, and while any big factories are there, so around the whole big factories, if there are the trees, so they also reduce the noise pollution. Number 4, create awareness about environment through environmental education and school syllabus. Celebrate environment related days. Okay, and the which are the days related environment that we should have to celebrate. Okay, and that is the first, dear students, this is the chapter for you in the ninth standard, so you also can be aware for the protections, for the conservation of the forest, for the trees, what is the important to grow trees. Okay, we are celebrating every year birthday, so instead of giving the gift, we can give the plant to the others, so they grow the plant. Not just only the plant that, but also they have to look after them, they have to plant, water timely. Okay, now here are the important environmental related days. The 21st March is the World Forest Day. Then 22nd April is the World Earth Day. Then 5th June is the World Environment Day. Then the July month, okay, this whole month we celebrate as a one mahotsav, because in this month there is also the raining, and because of the raining that land also the moisture, there is also the humidity in the atmosphere, so this is the favorable atmosphere for the growing of the plant. That is why the July month is celebrated as a one mahotsav. Then the 16th September, the World Ozone Day. The ozone gas is also the very important for us, because the layer of the ozone which observe the very harmful ultraviolet rays which are produced by the sun, यानी कि सूरज में से जो यूवी रेस निकलते हैं which are harmful for our body, for the vegetation, so these rays are observed by this ozone layer, the gas, ozone gas. Okay, so you all have to be prepared this and the by heart all the days. 21st March World Forest Day, 22nd April World Earth Day, 5th June World Environment Day. Then the July whole month we celebrate as a one Mahotsav Day, and the 16th September World Ozone Day. Okay, now the another steps are there. Take precautions to avoid forest fire, and in case of fire it must be doused immediately. Okay, and we also have to take precaution for the forest fire, to avoid forest fire, means while we are visiting or the for going for the picnic in the forest trees, jungle mein, so that time we have to avoid for using that the things which are omit the fire, like a lighter, matchsticks box, etc. Okay, and then also we are also not to litter there the other plastic papers and the other wrappers and all. Okay, don't make the dust there. Okay, so and while the fire is occur in the forest, so we should have to be douse immediately, यानी कि उसको जल्दी से जो बुझा देना चाहिए. Okay, use renewable energy sources such as solar energy, bioenergy, wind energy, etc. in place of traditional resource like a wood, which is used to get energy. Many of the people are using the woods sticks for cook. Now cooking by this, it is also the very harmful for the breathing, the lungs, and it's also produced, they release the carbon dioxide, it is also the increasing the pollution. That is why instead of we can use the gases, LPG, CNG, yes or no, so we can use this renewable energy resources. Also we can use the solar energy, We also can use the bioenergy, wind energy, etc. in place of traditional resources like wood, which is used to get energy. Explain the importance of forest to people through broadcasting media and bring public awareness about it. And also we also can make awareness, we can also make aware to the people for the importance of the forest. We also can explain it to the people. Okay, there are so many platforms are there, we can spread the awareness. Okay, you all are also using the different types of the social medias, so you also can share the images, you also can share your own videos about for the awareness of the forest protection, or not for the forest but also you can inform, you can aware them, you also can inspire them to grow at least one tree in a year. Just imagine 130 crore population in India. Just imagine that in a year, if one person will grow the one tree, so how many trees will be grown? India will become the green 100%. Yes or no? So this is the way we can make the awareness. Okay, many of the NGOs also are working for it. Okay, for the growing of the forest. Okay, like to know, the year 2011 was declared as a World Forest Year in order to bring global awareness. Now the globally the whole world is also become the aware and take the serious as a forest important. Social forestry means to manage forest, to conserve forest and plant trees to help environment, society and rural development. FRI, Forest Research Institute, located at Dehradun, undertake forest related researches. Okay, so this is the chapter is related to the forest, the natural vegetation, which are also the most important forests. Okay, and the most important forest is the forest, and we should have to keep protect them, we have to conserve them, and the which remedies are given in this chapter, at least one or two we should have to follow. Okay, and while there are the any environmental related days, so we can celebrate with our friends, with our family. Okay, like a world forest day, like a one Mahotsav day, so at least we can plant trees, we can plant. Okay, and also we can look after them, not just only the plant them and then forgot about it. See, प्लांट्स करने से कुछ नहीं होता, उसके बाद में उनको थोड़ी केयर भी करनी पड़ती है. ओके, फॉर एटलीस्ट few months or the year. Okay students, here is the chapter, the natural vegetation is over. I'll send you after this the textual and the additional question answer. Okay, bye bye, take care.